Good morning to everybody. Today we will have some hands-on on the device in terms that we will understand how to use it, which are the main commands and control that it has in order to operate properly. Additionally, we will see the startup, let me say, factory reset procedure, how to operate in order to setting it up when out of the box, or if we want to recover to the factory situation regarding the configuration of the unit. By the end, we will briefly have some comparison to this method of presenting information to the user regarding with the traditional way of getting earthquakes data, I mean with standard apps that we can have on our telephone or our smartphone. Okay, so regarding the control of the device, really it's very simple because there is only one push button. Okay, here in black is not so simple to see, but okay, here is highlighted in white. So behind this, there is a push button, the only one. And through this push button, we activate the functionalities based on the fact that the device recognizes its position, its orientation in the space. So orienting in different position, we can obtain different behaviors, or we can access to some menus. In particular, in this moment, the device are what we call in horizontal up position. They are showing us information with the alerting alerted events first, and then with the magnitude descending. This is the rules that are enabled in the horizontal up position. On the contrary, if we turn the device and activate this method with the push button, after the rebooting phase and connecting to internet, now he is connected to internet, he's checking for the Wi-Fi, checking for the internet connection to be good, and then he will download, connect to the server and download all the data. And now he will present us the information as soon as they arrived from the server. So the first presented is the last that occurred. Okay, so as we already said in the previous chapter number 1, this is the standard presentation of the information, the same that we would see using the app, let me say. Okay, so horizontal down show in this way. Another position could be what we call the vertical up. So we enable again pushing the button, and this position starts the procedure of acquiring the signal, the GPS signal. Now we are indoors, so it's quite a bit difficult for a cold start of the GPS to acquire signals. We should operate outdoor to do this properly. But anyway, now the procedure has started. So vertical up, push button, and the procedure of acquiring GPS signal starts. Another one could be the vertical down. So vertical down, push button, and we ask him to start the factory reset. So he warns us that soon he will do if we do not anything to stop. And okay, now it has done. The green lens means that he has done the factory reset. Last position, last functionality, let me say, is what we call face up. So it is flat on the table with the face up. We push the button, or automatically, you said, now the LEDs are all orange, 3 orange, and we can see the configuration. So the configuration is made connecting with the terminal, with a smart or computer that is located on the same Wi-Fi network, and connecting to this IP address. Okay, on the browser, very simple. You connect this IP, and you, as you can see, now I show you a picture of my computer. You can see the parameters that you can change, you can adapt to what you need. In particular, we have to set, okay, here it's called latitude and longitude of the home, of the reference point. We can say home point, the alarm threshold, the number of events to be shown on the display at every cycle, the luminosity of the LED, the pause in minutes after to stop after a cycle has finished to show, to print information. And this one is a calculated value. It is the minimum magnitude that we are using during filtering method. Is one of the criteria of filtering methods. It is calculated because the system can face, as we already told, different scenarios, activity scenarios of the earthquake. So he had to manage it's different for him to manage a stable situation with some min-mag. This is the default value, but it will adapt as soon as he starts looking at the information. Okay, SSID, you can imagine, is the name of the Wi-Fi network. He will try to connect. Now, I remember we have done a factory reset, so just after the factory reset, the system will try to connect to this name. We have to create with, for instance, with a smartphone, this network, this Wi-Fi network. He will connect, and then we can, through a browser, go to the IP address and modify what we need to modify. At least we have to insert, to input, again, I remember it's very important to input the home location. This is for two reasons. First, because otherwise we cannot work properly with the alarming system. Okay, we ask to alarm as soon as the event is nearest. In this moment, we program to be 300 kilometers. Okay, nearest, but to what? He must know where we are. So either he gets the reference coordinates from the GPS, if any, or we can do it manually and insert the coordinates of the reference point. Okay. The second reason we need this is that the server, the data server that we are invoking, will refuse our request with this coordinate. With null coordinates are not accepted from the data server. Okay, now we will see again in more detail how we configure this device. I remember we have done the factory reset, so he's looking for a particular Wi-Fi network, start network. I have activated on the hotspot functionality of the smartphone. So he has connected to it and is waiting for inputting. But how? Okay, I show you that the built-in web server of the device has got an IP address, and I just connected to this IP address. Is this one? Okay, and this is the web server that allow me to change the information, the setting information. So what we will change? We will change the Wi-Fi network. I mean, I must decide to put the device into a stable, a regular Wi-Fi network. It could not be the start one. The start one is used at now in this moment, but afterwards we will have the regular Wi-Fi network. Okay, in this we can do whatever we have at home, for instance. Okay, the password of the Wi-Fi network. Okay, the home location. This is an example. I am focusing on. There is a particular, unfortunately, now there is a particular event. There is a big stroke, having a big stroke in Greece area, in Santorini island, and I'm very interested on that. So I put the code. I imagine to be in that area, visiting, for instance, Santorini island or the neighboring islands to the epicenter of this very big stroke that occurred last weeks. And this is the one, a couple of coordinates that will bring me on that area. Okay, this is the threshold of the alarm. I can modify this. from 0 kilometers to 199. Okay, as soon as the specific event will be inside this distance, it will be targeted as alarmed. The number of events are the number of information of events that will be presented during its cycle on the display. So I can choose from a minimum 5 to a maximum of 20. Each time it will make a loop or presenting loop. Okay, the LED brightness. So if we prefer to have a low brightness, if we have in a dark room, or if we will operate outside, we have to increase the LED brightness. And this is the pause interval in minutes. So how many minutes it will stop during its cycle, after its cycle has been completed. Okay, when we are okay, fine with the data we put, we press save, and automatically they will be memorized in the memory of the device. The device has a memory that will survive the power off of the unit, so will be stored forever till the next time we will do this procedure again. Well, we have seen all the command and controls that give us the possibility to operate properly with the device. We see how to manage, how to obtain different way of present information, how to access to configuration menu, and how to reset to factory reset in the case we need, or if it is the first time we use it out of the box. So just to finish this episode, in the conclusion, I can tell you why I prefer this kind of method of accessing to earthquakes informations regarding the traditional one. I mean the program, the apps that we can have in our smartphone. The way I prefer is that through the fast prompting, I mean, for instance, the information that we have immediately with the LEDs, I can have a really quick idea of what's happening on the specific area. I don't really need to look into detail information, and okay, I can know that for instance now I have at least one alerted event. What does it mean? That there is an earthquake that is near to me. Okay, near to me in the term that it is nearest to the threshold I programmed. But okay, I get immediately alarmed that there is something not good for me, for my home location or from the area that I selected, as I told you before. Another quick information I have, this one is the trend. You remember maybe in the first episode I described the trend LED. What is the trend? A trend says that the frequency of the events is the same time by time. Is let me say a stable situation, or it could be the scenario of the increasing frequency, the number of events that occur in a specific time lapse. So it would turn into a different color. It will turn an orange color, and it warns me quickly that the situation is getting worse with a specific observation area. Or on the contrary, if in the blue color will advise me that the frequency is lowering. So I think this is very difficult. Okay, we can do all the way with the traditional methods, but it's not so quick. I have to look at the web pages of the servers of the information. I have to remember what they present to me. I have to do by myself, which with some time of elaboration, what this device does automatically. Okay, the same reason I created this device because I'm sure that you will appreciate, like me, this particular way of communication. The same way of communication, or similar way, I obtain with a different application that we can install on this device. This device really is very flexible, that now is running the Quake program, but I can really adapt different programs that are available as a freeware on internet. I have to adapt and use on this device. For example, there is a very nice weather forecasting program that will show me the weather in a specific location and the trends of the weather. And again, in that application there are 3 LEDs showing me what's up with refer to the temperature, humidity, and wind. And also in that case, it's very quick for me to understand what's up with reference to the weather on the specific area. I don't mind what is really printed on the display. It means what the server is telling me into detail. For me, it's enough to see at the first look the status of the LEDs. This is the main reason I prefer to use the device, also because it's portable, it's very light, very small, it stays on the pocket, it lasts, the battery lasts many days, and so I can avoid refilling with energy every day in the way I would do with a smartphone. Okay, that's all for this second episode. In the next episode, we will have the hardware breakdown. I will open the box. I will show you the main components of the device, just explaining, not into much detail, but explaining what was chosen to create this device and the reason of the components that were chosen, and so you can have a better idea of what is a smart device.